Hello YouTube, this is Morgan, Airspeed Prime here with my next video, and this is going to be a book review. And the book I'm going to be reviewing, as I mentioned before, is going to be The Legend of Korra Revolution. Obviously book one of the Korra junior novel adaptations. Basically what this book is a junior novelization adaptation of the first 6 episodes of book 1 of Korra. So basically, Welcome to Republic City, A Leaf in the Wind, The Revelation, blanked on the name there for a minute, A Voice in the Night, The Spirit of Competition, and The Winner Is. So those 6 episodes are covered in this book. The second book, Endgame, is going to cover the other 6 episodes. Now, the main reason I'm doing this video is because I've seen no one mention that they actually have this book, and this is actually an interesting kind of thing for Korra, in that this is the first mass release piece of Korra merchandise that's come out so far. So this is the only piece of Korra merchandise out so far that is not solely available on shopnick.com. You can actually buy this in stores. The release date on this book was January 8th, and mine only arrived this morning. For some stats on it, basically it's 250 pages. As you can see, it's let me just compare it to a book. In terms of size comparison, basically here's the Promise Part 2, and you can see it's just a little bit smaller than that, but it's a lot thicker because it's 250 pages. And basically, as you can see here, it's Revolution is the name of it. You can see it's number 1, it says in the spine and stuff like that. Legend of Korra, Nickelodeon. Nice image on the front, blurb on the back, and stuff like that. Inside, as you can see, it's fairly kind of basic. The print is pretty big, not that many words on the page and stuff like that. But the interesting thing that we didn't know about is, in the middle of the book, about halfway through the story, you get a few kind of image pages. So it basically just tells a story in a few images. So as you can see here, there's Korra, screenshots from basically the first 6 episodes. There's only 3 pages of them, but it's just nice that they're in there to give you a more visual idea of the story and stuff like that. So that's basically what the book looks like. It's pretty good. Now, as far as the kind of quality of the actual book, it's basically written, though it's basically adapted by Erica David. And obviously it says based on the screenplay by Mike DiMartino and Brian Konietzko, so it is really an adaptation. Now, there are some differences in that there are a few little extra bits added into some of the scenes, and some of the scenes aren't covered, but the main thing to note is that it really focuses on Korra's viewpoint. So basically, if a scene doesn't really involve Korra, it's not mentioned. The only time they go away from that is when 2 scenes with Amon, where they kind of focus on him, but they're in the show, and for the most part it covers the opening 6 episodes of Korra really well. It's very to the point, very quick, and such an easy book to read. I finished this whole book, all 250 pages, in well under an hour, so you absolutely fly through the book and stuff like that. It's written pretty well, in that way. It's not overly simplified, but it is very to the point. The book never stops to describe a lot of stuff and so on, and not much kind of description, but it tells the opening 6 episodes very well. There are only 2, I suppose, mistakes that I noticed in the book in terms of continuity errors, and that is that they give the ages for Milo and Jinora wrong. The book says that Milo is 4 and that Jinora is 11, but we know from the Welcome to Republic City game that Milo is in fact 5 and Jinora is only 10, so they kind of messed up the ages a bit. Though you could actually say that the book has it right, maybe the website's wrong, we just don't quite know yet. But overall there's some, a few little interesting things throughout the book, a few extra lines that add some pretty interesting stuff to it, and so on. Would I recommend this book? it's very cheap on Amazon. That's the thing to say about this. I got this book basically. I used an Amazon voucher, so it was basically free. um, I just used the voucher. But you can kind of get it shipped to you for about €5 on Amazon.com, co.uk. So it's probably around the same price on Amazon America. So it's under $10 kind of thing. And for the first piece of Avatar merchandise that anyone can get their hands on, I think it's just about worth it. Really hardcore fans are not going to get a whole lot out of it beyond the kind of collection aspect of the book, just being like the first piece of Avatar merchandise, Korra merchandise released. And I suppose it's an interesting way to look back on the show, in that it's a pretty faithful adaptation, and it's kind of exciting to read the book in a novel kind of format. As I said, it's definitely a junior novel, not a kind of full-on novel, in that there's not much description and so on. Very, very straight to the point, keeping the plot going on along very well. Action scenes aren't described in an incredible amount of detail, but there are some new parts. Let me just kind of read out one of the newer parts. This is basically when Korra first arrives in the city. She's looking around, and let's see, Naga jumped aside just as a fire engine streaked past them, heading towards a plume of smoke in the distance. Up ahead, Korra noticed several officers from the police force clustered around a burned-out building. She moved in for a closer look, approaching the detective on the scene, who stood in the middle of the smouldering ruins, jotting down notes. "Whoa, what happened here?" she asked. "Turf wars, nothing new," the detective answered. "This happens all the time." Korra couldn't believe it. So that's a new scene, like that book, that is not actually in the show. And it goes to kind of set up, I suppose, the triads and stuff like that before they are introduced. In the book it's just a few pages later. In the show, basically happens a few seconds later. And then there's stuff like at the end of the scene where Korra meets Bolin and Mako. After kind of Mako in the show would say like his thing like, "You're the Avatar and I'm an idiot," and then this scene kind of transitions from there to kind of Bolin wanting to help Korra out. Instead, what we get is a kind of after that, Mako says that. Bolin then says, "Whoa, I should have realised you. I'm a huge Avatar Aang fan." So there's a kind of interesting thing for Bolin, and that he's a fan of Aang, which is interesting. And then there's just some other little things, a few extra details that you wouldn't get in the show, but nothing incredible. It's really up to you if you like this, if you want to get this book. Check out my written review on the site. It's linked in the description below. I go into a bit more detail on, I suppose, some of the more specifics of this book, but it's okay. So that's been my review. Thank you for watching, and bye.